Hey, my MS warriors. Last weekend was a hot mess. Everything I did was a disaster. I'm going to try to do this now. I have an update for you. It's might be surprising, it might be disappointing, but nonetheless, I have fallen off the wagon with the Best Bet diet. Correction, really, I leaped off the wagon. I had a chocolate chip muffy on Saturday night, and that was the beginning of the end. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. Look, when I commit to something, I am full on in. We are like extra in this house. I always joke about it, but it's the truth. So when I commit to something, no problem. I'm totally in it. And I was that way. But here's the other thing. So 2 Mondays ago, not this past Monday, the Monday before, I got the COVID shot, the first one. It was Pfizer. Regardless, look, my intuition told me I did not want to get the shot, to be totally honest with you. I had a lot of reservations because I was like, look, my baseline, like, I feel like garbage all the time. So healthy people have been getting the shot and feeling like garbage, right? So I was like, I do not need that. But my neurologist's office was pressuring me like you have no idea. Like, they were speaking to me like I was a moron if I did not get this vaccine. Like, my physical condition is a struggle already, but you're telling me that I need to get this shot. So, whatever, man. I went and I got my first vaccine. CVS. It was super easy. It was lovely. And I got so sick, you guys. Look, you know, as I've been documenting, I've been struggling with my health, like, doing okay since I started the Best Bet diet. I initially was like, you know what, it's probably Herxheimer die-off, and that's a great sign, right? It means I'm doing the right thing, getting rid of all these toxins in my system. So, full steam ahead. I was all about it. That was for like 2 weeks, right? I just started to get like a glimpse of feeling decent, like returning to my already low baseline. And then I got hit with a urinary tract infection. If you know, you know, that's freaking miserable. So I got that. I was tired. I was feeling just bottom of the barrel, man. Like, really bad. So, my point, go with your intuition. Don't ever ignore it. I always say this to myself, and then when I do ignore it, I regret it every time. In regard to the Best Bet diet. So, quality of life comes into factor here. I mean, if it was look, I did it solid for 2 months. No improvements. So, Matt Embry and his dad, they always say, like, oh, do it for 6 months, you know, give it a shot for 6 months. That would put me into, like, November. I was here for it. I was ready to do it until the whole COVID upset. The shot, rather, the vaccination. That was a real setback. So that threw me off course. But then I'm talking about just your quality of life. You don't realize, at least for me, food is a big fun factor. And I realized this, like, okay, I'm all over the place, but look, my husband does everything. He's my caretaker. He has to take care of me. He cooks, he cleans, he works, he does it all. So, me starting this, I tried to order, like, all the shortcuts I possibly could from, like, Thrive Market or Amazon and, you know, like, quick fixes. I was looking for them, trust me. And I did that. But nonetheless, like, you have to eat dinner at the end of the day. It was like, oh, I can't have dairy, I can't have wheat, I can't have corn, I can't have soy, I can't have this, I can't have that. You basically can't have anything on the Best Fed diet, right? So that was a big imposition to Joe, who is already dealing with enough. So anyway, so I had a meltdown, and I started with the chocolate chip muffy from Panera, just spiraled from there. Sunday, I was like, I'm done. I'm super done with this. So, Monday, because you know Chick-fil-A is not open on Sunday, sadly. Monday, we packed up the family and we went to Chick-fil-A, and we all sat in the car and just stuffed our faces. And it was awesome. Like, I want to cry just talking about it. Like, me and Joe, Josie and Maddie, like, and Gino was in the car too. My sweet little puppy. He's looking at me because he's in the chair. But I was like, this is so fun. Like, that's fun for us. That's like an outing. And we've been talking about going to this Chinese place that we always go to right before school starts. And like, I was kind of dreading it because I was like, what the heck am I going to eat? I can't have the delicious noodles on the table with the duck sauce, and I was like getting stressed out about it, and it should not be that way, man. Like, we deal with enough crap, and like I said, if I felt some improvement or encouragement, you bet your butt I would have stuck with it, but I did not. I just kept feeling worse and worse and worse. And then the final nail in the coffin was when Matt Embry posted like a repost on Instagram from a woman who is taking care of her husband that has MS. Super depressing. But that's my laundry. But every video I've like, that's in the background. That's Joe doing laundry, by the way, if you're wondering. But anyway, so it was this post, this woman that takes care of her husband. And he was severely disabled, sadly, from MS. God bless them. And for the first time in 2 years since he started this diet, he was able to hold his coffee cup, like, without assistance. Like, she was still, like, supporting him to make sure he didn't drop it, but he was kind of able to hold his coffee mug for the first time. I was like, I can't. I was like, that's, like, not a significant enough improvement for me to make such a profound sacrifice in my life. I love cheese. I love bread. We love pizza. Like, come on, man. I mean, but look, all is not lost. I did take away some great learning factors from this. I used to live on Diet Dr. Pepper and Diet Snapple every day. Like, for decades. I straight up was drinking that every day. That's not good for you, artificial sweeteners, but I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm already, like, struggling, so who cares, right? But no, man, like, I deserve to give myself the best shot, so I stopped with the diet sodas. And you know what's so interesting? I used to love Coke. Love it. I drank a full calorie Coke, and it was disgusting. It tasted like chemicals. So that's ruined for me, sadly. But I have not tried like Dr. Pepper or root beer or cherry Pepsi yet. So I don't know. I'll get back to you on those. So there's still hope for those. But I'm done with diet sodas, diet drinks, artificial anything. So that's a good thing I've taken away from this. Here's what I was going to get into as well. Look, I have the utmost respect for people's religious beliefs, affiliations, spirituality, etc. I grew up in a toxic home that was judgmental, condescending. My narc mom was superior, you know, self-proclaimed hypocritical saint, right? So I have the utmost respect for everyone's religious beliefs, convictions, or lack of whatever. Me personally, I was raised Catholic, kind of, you know, gone through a lot, obviously with Joey and stuff. But faith has always been a very, very important factor in our lives as a family. And my life, particularly as a mother that had to go through that agonizing ordeal with Joey having brain cancer. But also, it's coming into play with my health, obviously. Here's my stance. I've always said that I'm very strong in my faith. Now it's time to put my money where my mouth is, I guess. It's not in my hands. I'm going to throw a bunch of quotes at you. When God is all you have, God is all you need, for sure. And when there is no way, God makes a way. So I gotta let it go, let God. Like, that's what my grandma always said, let go, let God. And that's where I'm at. I have to have faith and believe. Like, there's another quote I just read that, like, really hit me. It was like, Satan tries to distract you with fear of the future to prevent you from enjoying what God has blessed you with now. Absolutely. I'm so blessed. It's like I lost sight of that by, like, getting overwhelmed, like, caught up in this diet and feeling like it was my responsibility to, you know, take care of myself, take my health into my hands, whatever. So I'm done. I gotta let it go, let God, give it up, man. It's not, that's another thing from my toxic upbringing. It's like everything is always falling on my shoulders. You know, like, if you're in this predicament where everything is always falling on your shoulders, everything is always your responsibility, everything is always your fault. And this is not the case with us. Like, we're certainly going through it with our health, but it's no fault of our own. I've tried every diet out there, trust me. I've been through it all, like gluten-free, dairy-free. I never tried them all at once, which is why I was like, yeah, the best bet diet's the way to go. And if you watch my first week doing it, I was so fired up. I was so excited to feel like I had some kind of control over my well-being or my health. And it's not our place. It's in God's hands, I guess, is what I'm saying. And again, you might not hold the same religious beliefs or faith, whatever your spiritual affiliation with. Whatever your spiritual affiliation is, I have the utmost respect. And you can apply this however you want. But that's where I'm at. I just want to eat whatever the heck I want to eat when I want to eat it. And I'm trying to make a more conscious effort to eat more holistic foods and stay away from artificial, you know, chemical, genetically modified ingredients and things like that. I'm kind of a hypocrite myself. I was saying to Joe, it's like the diet industry is like taking over the world, right? You know how much money people make trying to provide people with a quick fix for weight loss? And at the end of the day, diet and exercise is the answer. So I was like, gosh, I have to take a step back and apply that to my medical situation. Like, this industry is insane. It's larger than life. Like, a lot of people have medical issues, and I'm one of them, and I just get wrapped up into this stuff sometimes, like looking for a solution. And our human bodies are so complicated. God bless Matt Embry and his father. God bless him for, you know, beating MS, essentially not having the disease. God bless him, that worked for him. It's not my path, I guess. And it's awesome that he had that support early on in his diagnosis. I have to be honest, like, I have a lot of resentment because I did not have that. I was, again, like, thrust on my own. I was 20 years old when I was diagnosed. I had the toxic duo, come with me to the doctor. And he, you know, this was in 2001. And the doctor was like, you know, there was interferon therapy available at that time. So that was the ABC drugs. Avonex, Betaseron, and Copaxone. And the narc was like, she's not doing any of it. She's just not. So, of course, I was like, well, my parents have my best interests at heart, right? You know, prior to being in the know with narcissistic abuse. So, it was a year, a whole year went by until, so I turned 21 in the interim. Drinking like a fish, dancing on bars, living my best life. I was not being healthy, not looking out for my best interests. No one was, right? And then I started dating a narc. It was just the worst case scenario that you could think of. So I didn't start doing rebiff until like a year later. And since then, I've done everything. I've done mitoxantrone, I've done IVIG, I've done rebiff, I've done Ampera to help walk, I've done, you know, spiritual therapy, I've done, what do you call it, with your chakra alignment, I'm open to anything. I will do it just like we were with Joey. We were like, we'll do anything, we'll try anything. And I've always felt that way. But at this point, I guess, like I said, I'm letting go, I'm letting God, and it's not in my hands. I do want to enjoy food, enjoy eating with my family. That's like one of the few things we can do. You know, I'm really restricted with my physical ability being in the wheelchair. And we just got this awesome RV. We went on our first camping trip and I was doing the best bet diet. I couldn't have popcorn when we were watching movies. And I couldn't have s'mores. I was like, dang it, man. Like, that's miserable. I can't do it. I'm done. I'm not doing it. So that's what this is about. I love you all. You know, do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. That's the takeaway, is that we need to prioritize ourselves. I love you all. I hope I provided you with something encouraging. If nothing else, please like, subscribe, share with anyone it applies to. I love you all. We got this. We're doing it. And wherever we end up, we're supposed to be.